All right, Shalom. It's your brother Mayaka Allah once again, bringing out another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But first, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bashim Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And Shalom to the Akim and Aqua, that's my brothers and sisters in this truth, and the hopeful elect, and the 144 who listen in truth and sincerity. To you, I say Shalom. Alright, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I just want to bring out a couple of facts and precepts about swine consumption or pork consumption. Alright, this is Deuteronomy 14 and verse 3. Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing. Alright, so that's clear as day. Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing. That's in the law. Alright, so the scriptures never contradict itself. So if you believe it says that it's okay to eat pork somewhere else, then you have a lack of understanding of the Bible and need to pray for more wisdom. But this precept here, really, I could really end the lesson on this, but I'm going to go into some more facts about pork. Actually, before I do that, let me jump down to verse 7, Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 7. Nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the cloven hoof, as the camel, and the hare, and the coney. For they chew the cud, but divide not the hoof. Therefore they are unclean to you. They are unclean unto you, Salakia. Alright, so a couple of things. First, it says that the camel, hare, and the coney are unclean to eat. Alright. Now the coney is a rabbit, and a hare is a type of rabbit, but it's just much bigger. It's a lot bigger. It has longer ears and longer legs. That's the difference between a hare and a coney. But I just wanted to break down the cud, because chewing the cud is important, and I'm gonna show you why. Now this paragraph here I got from a zoo website will break down what cud is in the second paragraph. Alright? And I read, most cattle are grazers, using their tongue and lower teeth to grab grass and leaves. After the food is swallowed, cattle could bring the partially digested food, called cud, back up to their mouth from the first compartment of their stomach for more chewing. Alright? So, cud, by definition, is partially digested food. Now, the cattle have 4 compartments in their stomach to help digest and clean the food they eat. Now, they're also vegetarians, so they also eat things that are grown naturally, from nature. So, what they eat is clean, so when you eat of their flesh, you're eating clean meat. Now, the difference between a pig is that he doesn't have 4 compartments in their stomach to clean the food they eat. And plus, they're not vegetarians, they eat whatever. A pig would eat its own children if they were dead. I seen a video of pigs eating dead rats with maggots on it. They didn't even smell it or nothing. They just went straight to chewing. Alright? So this is why pigs are unclean to eat. And also, they weren't made for consumption. They were made to clean the earth. This is why they have the body and the capability to eat everything and anything. They're made to just eat the trash left on the earth. Just like vultures are made to eat dead carcasses. They're the same as a pig. But that's what basically cud is. It's partially digested food, Salakia. Alright, so let's continue on. Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 8. And the swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. Alright, see, in verse 8 it shows that the swine, which is the pig, which is pork, yet cheweth not the cud. It has its foot divided like cattle does, but it doesn't chew the cud. It doesn't regurgitate the food it ate and eat that again. So it doesn't eat clean, so it's unclean unto us. We're not supposed to eat their flesh. We're not even supposed to touch their dead body, their dead carcass. So let's say if you order a sandwich and they put bacon on it by accident, if you take your hand and touch that bacon and throw it off the sandwich, you're still breaking the law for even touching that piece of bacon with your hand. Alright? Personally, I wouldn't even eat that sandwich anyway, because I view swine and pork and pigs as not when they're alive, but when they're dead or when they're cooked. I view that as feces, as doo doo, man. So if doo doo was on a piece of doo doo was on my food, I wouldn't throw the doo doo away or cut around it. I'll throw the whole food away, man. That's still how you gotta view swine, cause it's unclean unto us, and it pisses the Most High off when you do eat it. But Jake don't want to hear about what the Most High likes or dislikes. So let's see what you're actually eating when you digest pork. All right. This is the excerpt from an op-ed based article about the hormones in pork. All right. If you care about the drugs that make it into the United States food supply, or only about what happens to the animals that supply us with meat, you should care about ractopamine. Because of safety concerns, about 160 nations ban or restrict the use of this drug during pig production, including all countries in the European Union, Russia, and China. But that hasn't stopped the U.S. pork industry from feeding it to an estimated 60 to 80% of American pigs to rapidly boost growth rates. Alright? If you buy your pork at your local supermarket, chances are that it came from a ractopamine treated pig. Alright? This hormone is banned in 160 countries. That's most nations on the planet. But the U.S. still uses it. So if it's banned in 160 nations, it can't be safe. But you Jakes in Babylon still want to eat your pork, man. You have no idea what you're eating, and you have no idea who you're pissing off by eating it. And this isn't the only drugs or hormones they put into these pigs. You guys have no idea, but I'm gonna show you some more. I don't know them all, but I'm gonna show you some more. And this is some more facts about pork. Salaki, this is out of order, but it's gonna get the point across either way. Number 4, pork is full of antibiotics. Alright? Pork production is notorious for its overuse of antibiotics, a practice that is contributing to a national public health crisis. Alright, so if you eat pork that's treated with antibiotics, if you get sick and a doctor prescribes you antibiotics, they may not work because you're eating. Once your body gets used to antibiotics, it cancels out the medicine, right? That's why in Babylon now they got something called super gonorrhea, where people will get gonorrhea, go to the doctor, get treated, they'll get prescribed antibiotics for 7 days, but let's say they stop taking the antibiotics after day 3, then the gonorrhea gets resistant to the antibiotics, and now it's uncurable, and they call this super gonorrhea. But this is also a result of pork consumption, because now your antibiotics are going to be useless. So now your diseases, your sicknesses are going to be incurable. But all diseases and sicknesses are curable through Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But for you Jakes, that's not in the truth, man. That's in this world. That unbelieving, that lack faith, man. Troubling times are coming. And one of these troubling times is pestilence, which is sicknesses. And something else to worry about is that they put pork in everything. Pork is in your favorite foods, like candies. Pork is in some types of wine. Pork is in, they make hairbrushes out of boar's hair. Alright? So they make pet food, dog food and cat food out of pig lungs and eyeballs. They use every part of the pig. So with that, you got to think, if there's 330 million people in Babylon, and you got enough pork for everybody, how fast are they killing these pigs? And this is another reason it's unsafe to eat. All right, this is number one in one of the facts why pork is unsafe to eat. Salakia is that the line speeds, the number of hogs getting killed per hour, are getting faster and faster. Consider top pork producer Hormel, which has increased line speeds by almost 50% in the past few years. Alright, the investigative journalist Ted Genoways in his distributing book, blah blah blah. According to him, pork products are likely to contain fecal contamination, urine, bile, hair, intestinal contents, diseased animals, toenails, you name it. Cutbacks in government inspections have left consumers exposed to all kinds of health risks. This is why. They just care about the dollar, their bottom line. They just want to slaughter these pigs, move them down the production line, dissect every part. You know, here's some parts for hot dogs. Here's some parts for hair products and makeup. Here's some parts for dog food. Here's some parts for candy. You name it, man. And because of this, the increase in the population and the increase of their greed and making more money, they're not checking down the stat sheets the safety list to see if this pork is clean. There's no such thing as clean pork, but if you got bile and diseased animal and you still got intestinal contents, which is food that's still left in their stomach when they get killed, then what the hell are you eating? But before I show you what you're eating, let me show you who you're pissing off. This is Isaiah chapter 65, starting at verse 2. I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which have walked in a way that was not good, after their own thoughts. Alright? And Israel is that rebellious people, because he gave us something to do, which was the law, statutes, and commandments, but we rebelled against it. And we walked in a way that was after our own thoughts, which wasn't considered good. Alright, verse 3. A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sacrificeth in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of bricks. Alright? You provoke the Most High continually to his face. Alright? Verse 4. Which remain among the graves and lodge in monuments, which eat swine's flesh, and broth of abominable things is in their vessels. Alright? One of the things that provoketh the Most High to anger is eating swine's flesh and a broth of abominable things. That's you Jake and you Creole Jakes in Louisiana eating that shrimp gumbo. You got shrimp, crab, lobster all in the soup. That's a broth of abominable things. And Jakes eat that up, man. But one day you're gonna eat that's gonna be your last meal. Alright, verse 5. And they say, Salakia, which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the day. Alright? If you people think because you go to church and your pastor allows you to eat pork, that you're holier than thou. No, man. You're smoking the Most High's nose, man. That's annoying as hell. Then that pisses him off, man. You want to eat your swine? Hey. All I'm going to say, there's a judgment for that. And verse 12 is the judgment. Isaiah 65 and 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Alright? We're telling you, in love, we're telling you not to eat this pork, not to eat these shrimp, crab, and lobster, to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. This is the Most High calling to you, using the men of the Lord. He's calling to you, but you're not answering. When we're speaking, you're not hearing. But the evil you are doing before his eyes, he's going to number you to the sword for that. And one of those evils is eating pork, man. The Most High considers eating pork evil. Remember that, man, because your pastor won't tell you that. And to be honest, I really don't understand it. Pork isn't that good. It really isn't. It could easily be replaced by beef, goat, turkey, chicken. Man. And you guys don't even know what's in pork and you still want to eat it. Salakia. This is something that's in pork that people don't know. Alright? This is the cyst that lives inside of pork. Alright? But this is starting from the bottom going clockwise to the top. Alright? So the egg-contaminated vegetin is ingested by livestock. So the pig is going to eat the cyst larvae or the egg. Alright? And the eggs hatch into larvae and infect the animal's muscle tissues. So once the eggs hatch inside the pigs, it goes inside their muscle tissues. Your ribs, your bacon, and you know what I'm saying? Alright? And then next, it goes from larvae form cysts in the muscle tissues. And then the cysts, they survive in raw or undercooked meat. Alright, so if your pork is not well done, the cyst could live in it. And you are what you eat. So you're going to eat that cyst. It's going to become part of you. Watch. Alright, so From there, an adult tapeworm in the small intestine grows from 8 to 1 foot long. It's either 8 inches to 1 foot long. All right, so that cyst survives. You eat it, and once it attaches to your muscles, it grows into a tapeworm, or attaches to your intestines, I should say. And this is what a tapeworm looks like when you zoom. This is the head of a tapeworm when you Salakia. This is the image of a tapeworm, the head of a tapeworm when you look at it under a microscope. This is the thing nightmares are made out of, man. This looks like a straight demon, and you guys want to eat this stuff, man. Makes no damn sense. And the tapeworms, they don't only infect your intestines. Some of them could go to your brain and cause sicknesses and change your personality and give you symptoms of feeling like a drunkenness. This is what tapeworms are, man. It's dangerous things. And you are what you eat, man. Alright? So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash, the water Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for showing me this truth, man. The water, and all praises to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Double honors to those powerful men, man. Those powerful leaders of Israel. And shalom to you, brothers and sisters that listen out here in truth and sincerity, that follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. Shalom.